And you know what I hated? The one thing I did like about the midnight launch was you would be so excited. You're having your V energy drinks. You're all good to go. And then because you're not used to staying up that long, you start to crash pretty hard.
Yeah, you do. By the time you get your game, you get home, you're like, I'll just play tomorrow.
So when it's like 1 a.m, you're playing and you go, fuck, I'm actually not enjoying that much because I'm pretty tired. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Morokai with 2 Eyes. We're back. We're on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. Mate, the classic midnight launch.
Oh, it's a throwback.
It is.
It is a big throwback.
Guys, if there's anything you've ever been really excited about, as we grow up, we get less excited for something that, items we're interested in because we can just buy them when we need.
We can.
Yeah.
We can. The excitement's gone.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, you used to, I don't know.
The whole weight,
like, I know
saving.
that we've talked, I was going to say, saving your pocket money to get that one thing that you've been wanting so long.
Oh, so long.
You've been thinking about, you've genuinely had dreams about this product in your hand or like playing this game or doing this thing.
Yep.
Like, you've been looking forward to it for months on end. Ever since that first trailer dropped, if it was a game or a movie, like, you're just excited.
You are. And man, we would love, and they're non-existent anymore, but I think when we were maybe 12 to about 16, midnight launches for Call of Duty.
Specifically.
Oh, we're so massive.
So unmatched. Mate, I will never ever forget you messaging me or calling me. I can't even remember what it was, but Black Ops 2, you're like, mate, Mum's going to make the journey to get Black Ops 2 midnight launch. Do you want to come? And I was like, oh my God, yes. That sounds amazing.
Yep.
That sounds like the best possible. Because this is also at an era, by the way, where a midnight launch meant you actually got the game, go home, take it home, and play the game straight away. There was no install, there was no update. It was just you play.
Yeah. Well, perfect example, right? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Okay. Now that that's come out, mate, you have to remove that much off your PlayStation just to be able to play it. And now Warzone's coming out.
Yeah, and apparently it's a big file size.
115 gig for Warzone as well. So the game alone.
I'm sorry?
You're going to have to delete
Dude, I'm going to have to delete a game.
You're going to have to delete a couple. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm going to have to delete 2K. I don't really play that anymore. But still, I may as well just get a Seagate. I'm going to go Black Friday sales and buy a terabyte hard drive for my PlayStation.
Oh, wait, no, you just use one of them until we...
oh, yeah, fair call.
We've got extra Seagates.
The Seagates, all of the Seagates.
Use one of them until we build that up. But yeah, man, it's a pain in the ass because we got one at the PlayStation we use together. And it's great because we play a lot of party games. So the PS4, you can put games on that hard drive, but if you want to put PS5 games on there, you can't play them while they're on the hard drive. So you have to go, and it's the same if you don't have a hard drive. You have to continually delete games for newer games that come out. And then if you want to go, I actually miss playing that game, you got to re-download
the
it.
Game.
Oh, it's nothing like the old midnight launch.
It's not, man.
And you know what I hated? The one thing I did like about the midnight launch was you would be so excited. You're having your V energy drinks. You're all good to go. And then because you're not used to staying up that long, you start to crash pretty hard.
Yeah, you do. By the time you get your game, you get home, you're like, I'll just play tomorrow.
So when it's like 1 a.m, you're playing and you go, fuck, I'm actually not enjoying that much because I'm pretty tired.
For me, I remember Black Ops 2 coming home playing Hijacked, the boat map, for anyone that doesn't know Black Ops 2 or whatever. And my first thought was, I don't like this map. But the real reason why is I'm not playing with my mate because I thought Luke's going to get home, he'll be on. Luke's internet at the time was bad.
Oh, it was
probably the worst it could have ever been. And you're like, man, I'm not on until tomorrow, so I suppose have fun. And I was like, oh, if I'm not on with my boy, might as well just not be on.
But midnight launch is a miss. I think we did see it.
Yeah, some people got
fight.
Yeah, like a fight. Some people get really into it as well. Like they full dress up in costume.
They do.
And stuff like that. So then for us, we were going to EB games, so they're like, oh, by the way, with your ticket, you might win a prize. I remember winning a prize and it was just posters. I got so excited. I was like, oh my God, I've won. Sort of thing. Thinking it might be a special edition or something like that.
I think I did it 3 years in a row and it was interesting watching that. The first time I went when maybe I was in year 7, so it would have been 12, 13, packed. Everyone was there to get the game and there was a massive line. The next year wasn't too big and the year after that, there was 10 people.
Yeah, I think I've done one for Black Ops 2, Advanced Warfare, Ghosts. Well, no, Ghosts we went in the morning.
Yep.
We waited for EB Games to open, actually. We got there at like 7 o'clock, and they're like, guys, we're not open till 9. I'm like, fuck.
Just give us the game.
Yeah, legit. Only to have my first live commentary ruined because I didn't mute. I didn't bloody mute. And I remember you fell in love with that game. You're like, man, I love it. And I'm like, I hate this game.
It was so funny.
You're smashing V's, Kinder Surprises, and all that. I'm just like, this is shit. This is such a dog shit game. It's not fun.
My dad walked in while you're trying to do a live com, just ruining the vibes. Can we watch? And you're trying to do a live com, and it's different.
It's like all cool, like natural and stuff like that. Yeah, Destiny. Advanced Warfare was like the type of midnight launch where it was like, get home, can't wait to install. I'm like, what?
Oh,
what's this? I can't play.
At least now, I will give him this with the I won't actually with the digital download.
Oh, it's perfect if you digital download.
Well, you can pre-download, so it will be ready at midnight if it's a midnight launch. But the digital are so expensive.
They are, especially off the store.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
So
it's like
expensive.
An extra. I swear it's an extra surcharge just because it's digital.
Yeah,
like there's some like like in fine line tax for a digital version of the game.
Can someone explain to me if I buy a video game and the physical copy, how a digital copy is more expensive? Because I now that physical copy I can lend to friends, and not only that I can resell. So all in all. Like, I've got Gotham Knights, which is on the table right here. If I go resell that, I bought it for, $89. If I go resell that on Facebook Marketplace, I'll get like $50, guaranteed. Yeah. Okay?
Easy.
So, I've only paid, $49 for the game. No, $39. That was terrible math.
It's all right.
And I can let you borrow it if you need to, just before I sell it. There's so many more advantages than paying $120, which was the standard.
I feel like as well, like if it's a disc sort of type game, like yes, all right, you have to remove it, but like if you want to play it again, like it's there and all that. So really, it's just like the install maybe of like an update. Whereas like if it's an online digital version, like you're downloading everything
with the PS5 space. If you don't have an extra hard drive, then you're re-downloading the entire game.
Well, that is true. Actually.
I would give it to you if it was like okay, now it's on the back burner. I just want to reinstall it. It's maybe 5 minutes. No, you're re-downloading the entire 70 to 100 gig, especially if it's AAA.
I swear, and the worst part is as well with all these new consoles, and it's like, like new console, this is going to be better and all that. Why with the new consoles are like the actual hard drive itself not larger?
I don't know.
Still, it's like, here's a PS4. A rough game is about 100 gig, but we're only giving you 500 gig of hard drive space.
Yeah. I hate it.
I don't want to pick and choose what games I'm keeping on my console.
Maybe it's a way to make more money with the hard drives.
Could be.
I don't know. There's got to be.
It wouldn't come as a shock.
There's got to be a reason.
But like, it just pisses me off.
Man, you know what? I remember the one thing I was super excited for. Obviously, midnight launches are no longer a thing. Pre-ordering the PS5. I was
cool.
so fucking excited for the launch of the PS5. So that's where, again, there was a massive line for me at JB Hi-Fi.
I also, yep.
Did
that. Thanks to yourself. You hit me up about it, and I was like, I was umming and ahhing, because I was like...
I was shocked. I was like, bro, get in.
Yeah, you're like, get in and all that. And I was like, oh, man, like, it would be cool to have a brand new console right at launch, but... You always hear the horror stories about the people that always get a console at launch and they've got issues, and touch wood, I wasn't one of those people. One of my mates was.
Oh, I knew someone. We'll go into that because I want to hear
But I wasn't. But yeah, I was like, I hear about all these issues, and I don't know, like, really enjoying the PS4, and I obviously got the PS5. Looking at it now, I'm glad that I did because of how hard and how
100% you are.
But there are periods where I have had the PS5. I'm like, do I just sell it? Like, I'm really not touching it, at all.
Man, I would think. Now, I had a guy at work who says, it was hard to get a PS5, but I just got one 3 weeks later. So some people are still struggling to get a PS5 now.
That's ridiculous
How
to
long
me.
has it been? A couple of years?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
So, I don't think you would have got a PS5 for ages.
Yeah, well, see, now looking at it from that's why I'm glad that I did get one when I did.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about... I want to hear what your mate experience was, because I knew a guy as well. So I want to go into that. But real quick before we do the story of his story, I thought this was so funny. So in the kind of gaming group I've got, we're all talking about the PS5, and it was mainly like my brother and his group of mates. And my brother and one of these mates who he just doesn't leave his computer. He loves his computer. Yeah. He loves doing everything on PlayStation, playing Call of Duty, all that stuff. he and my brother watched a whole PlayStation 5 exclusive video live. Like, they stayed up till like 3 a.m. to watch it live because obviously it was a different country. They watched the whole thing of like what it'll feature, all that. And the release date wasn't set yet and you couldn't pre-order it. They stayed up because they're obviously hardcore gamers, watched the entire thing, and then they're like, all right, we're going to bed. My brother had work in the morning. Brother wakes up, 7 a.m. He obviously is connected to all these game sites and turns out you can pre-order it. He goes, oh my God. He pre-orders it straight away because the PS5, everyone was going nuts for it. So everyone's like, you need to get in quick, very quick. So everyone's going nuts. I saw when later in the day when I woke up, message after message after message after message. My brother messaged me at like 8 a.m. being like, it's out now. Quick, the PS5. Get it. Oh my God. Why haven't you responded? Dude, it's out. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Yeah.
Other messages being like, bro, I've just pre-ordered the PS5. Have you got it yet? All these things. And everyone in that gaming chat being like, yep, secured mine. All good. Secured mine. I wake up late, still managed to secure mine. I just found it hilarious that the one guy he watched all those videos with the night before, who's another crazy gamer, just because he stayed up and he was passionate about the game, watched the whole thing and then slept during the entire day. So he couldn't, no one woke him up. He couldn't get woken up.
No.
So he just, and like he woke up at like 3 p.m. He's like, oh my fucking God. He started freaking out. He's like, what? Oh no. And he managed to just get one last minute at like Big W, like one of the final sites for the digital version, and he just got in. And I just thought it was crazy that someone who's like a super fan, showing that they're a super fan, missed out just because of random timing.
I was that type of person who, like, I was hearing about the PS5. I'm like, yeah, but what does the console look like? Like, I'm that person. I'm always like, is it aesthetically pleasing? Can I have my console up or sideways?
I'm the same.
And I really want to know what the controller looks like as well. Like, I am fascinated always by it. It's like, but what are they going to be doing with the controller?
Yeah.
How are they going to change it? And then I'm hearing like haptic feedback and all that. And in my head, I'm like, oh, this sounds amazing. I get the PS5 and don't get me wrong, haptic feedback could be great for single player games, story games and all that. For a moment, you don't want it. You do not want that shit on at all. At all.
Yeah.
But, now, going to my mate's story of when he bought the PS5, he was, again, like a gamer, loves Sony. PS1 all the way through to PS2, 3, 4, 5. Pre-ordered it, got excited can't wait to have it and all that. It's coming in, I think his mate was picking his up for him and all that. And the way that his mate did it was he put like the PS5 inside a PS4 box, but then obviously gave him like the actual
Legend
PS5 box with everything and all that.
Yep.
That's awesome. Turned on and it just wasn't working. Like, I don't know, like it just wasn't like turning on properly or something like that and all that. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, yeah, man. Like, because he didn't get it. He wasn't the initial release. He was like that where it came out and then it was like the 2-week period or like that 2-month period and then the second drop came. So he was already waiting longer than us. And he gets it and it's just not working and all that. I'm like, man, like it's kind of crap because like, you know, they're hard to get. You can't just send it back to get it fixed.
So it wouldn't just turn on.
It just wasn't turning on properly, man. It wasn't reading anything properly. But it just error all the time. He's like, what the hell? He's trying to troubleshoot it. Nothing. He ended up sending it back and all that. But I reckon he was without a PS5 for the best part of like 6 months.
How crazy?
Like easily, because that's what I said. I was like, man, they're not producing. Like,
yep,
you've got what you've got. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go to a JB Hi-Fi and be like, hey, this isn't what. No worries, mate. Here you go.
Yeah.
You can't do it. Like,
man,
you just couldn't do it.
One of my brother's mates who's one of the biggest gamers there is, like just an absolute crazy gamer, right? He pretty much would go on about it constantly, do all the research, everything. He's, again, like you said, had the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that stuff. Couldn't think of anyone who would be more excited.
Yeah.
His PlayStation, he got it day one, obviously.
Oh, beautiful.
And again, same as your mate, turned it on and just wouldn't work. Mate, he was in actual tears. Like,
I reckon
crying.
I would have been just quietly.
I honestly think I would have been too, because again, as you said, there is no way of you just can't get a new one.
And it's a lot of money, by the way.
To get one off eBay or something that someone's reselling, like at the time, like $2,000 or something like that. Maybe some were like $4,000.
Yeah, some like really pushed the it was
and
ridiculous.
some were getting that $4,000 because some parents were like,
fuck it,
I need to get it for my kid for Christmas, and this is the only way. Yeah, it would be horrible for him. It was just devastating because he had to do what your mate did, send it back, and just play that long-ass waiting game.
Thankfully to them, they didn't do the thing like you and I did where like we traded in our PS4. So like they could still play something and all that. But yeah, like, I just couldn't think of anything worse.
Especially if you're that excited.
Oh, especially when you've been waiting, man. Because like I look back at it, because I remember when the Xbox One launched and like they had their day one edition. Because I was pretty keen for the PlayStation. I thought, as stupid as this sounds, I thought maybe the PlayStation controller would have like day one with like the date on it. It's just like a cool thing to like have. It's like, yeah, like I'm like one of like the first worldwide owners of like that initial first release. Like I owned that.
Yeah, I think it could be. I know we're talking about video games, but you could relate it to anything. I remember when I played Modern Warfare 2019. I loved the game. I thought it was perfect. And then the next COD came out, and obviously you're super excited for the next Call of Duty. Like you just pumped because you've overplayed the first one. It's run its course. You don't want to play it anymore.
The COD cycle, as they call it.
Yeah, and it's just so exciting. And then when I jumped on Cold War, it wasn't my type of game at the start.
Yeah, and then I loved it.
Yeah, and I was like,
yes, this is the game that I wanted.
No. And I'm sitting there like, I had so much fun this year playing this game, and now we jumped to this new one, which I don't like.
Yeah, you feel like it's taking a step back.
Yeah.
That was like me going from like Modern Warfare 19. I was like, like I played it, but didn't get into it nowhere near as much as yourself. Cold War came out, was like, yes, oh my God, thank you. And then Vanguard came out, and I was like, yeah, no, like COD just doesn't do anything for me anymore. Like I'm done with COD.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Like, it's just like,
I've always wondered if with cars, people who save up to buy a Ferrari, if in a way the idea of Ferrari is better than the actual Ferrari, because I always hear people say how uncomfortable they are. And a Ferrari seems more like a weekend fun kind of car.
You wouldn't have that as your daily, like Monday to Friday.
Both of us would look, maybe not me, but
I would look so stupid.
You would, but I couldn't manage my work in that car.
Oh, no way.
It would be horrible.
No way.
It would be awful. And I'd always be worried about where I park.
Oh, you 100% would, man.
I've never seen a Ferrari in just a normal...
Yeah, side street. Like
or a supermarket. Curve. Never.
You just don't, man. That's the thing. You're so spot on with that.
I wonder how many things that... can you think of something in your head that just did not live up to the expectation and you were just super excited? Sex was one for me.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect.
No, but I had sex with a virgin as well.
Yeah, okay.
So it was just, it didn't go to plan.
Yeah.
None of it went to plan. And then in your head, you're thinking it's like...
It's going to be completely different.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm trying to think of other things that just did not live up to expectation.
Probably like for me, which is completely different. I'm not sure if you've ever done a midnight launch as well, just sort of going back to that topic there, but ever for like a movie?
Oh, Power Rangers movie was one for me.
I went to the midnight launch of Star Wars, like the very final, like episode 9. That movie is dog shit. That movie is so bad. I did it for Star Wars episode 7, 8, and 9 because I was like, I don't know when the next Star Wars will come out. I am a massive Star Wars buff. I love it. And there are people dressed up. There are people everywhere, man, everywhere. Already there's clapping at the start of the credits coming in. And I was like, I don't know about this. There's cheering throughout the movie when the movie's finished. And I'm just walk out of it and I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got work at 7. The movie was shit. The movie was actually shit. Yeah. I could have seen this at any time, but I chose to experience that midnight screening.
Yep.
One of the first people to see the movie. And I just walk out being like, I'm going to go to bed angry.
Man, how does that work? I've always thought about this. How does it work when Black Adam didn't get a really good showing. Like people really didn't receive that well. I got it like a solid 5 at best out of all the reviews I've seen. What goes on that first launch when they mainly have them in America? where the
Those
stars
advanced screenings.
Yeah, the stars of the show no, not the advanced screenings. The stars of the show go to the release showing.
Yeah, you're right. Gotcha.
And watch the movie with like all the producers or whatever that are in the cinema. How does that work when the movie's total shit and I don't know, maybe you're The Rock and you're sitting there watching the movie and you can just tell people around you are going like, right,
I don't know.
they're not reacting.
Yeah.
I would
hate that. I would actually hate that.
Imagine if me and you did a podcast and then we went into a movie theater, sat down with a heap of like fans and then watched our podcast on the... I would cringe. Even if it was a good one, I would cringe and I'd be like, why didn't this person laugh at that moment?
Yeah.
What is it?
That's a good moment.
What was that cough?
Yeah.
Why is that person leaving? Is it the bathroom? Like,
yeah, no, I would, man. I wouldn't... Yeah, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't handle that at all. I wouldn't receive it well.
Well, Impulsive, Logan Paul, his podcast, he had Shaq on and that was live and that was the worst one.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
The audio for that was really bad too.
All of it was bad. And I really like their podcast, but the whole thing was just
I'll tell you what, speaking on Impulsive, I'm glad that you mentioned, did you watch the latest episode with that Bobby Lee dude?
I only watched the clip where George walked out.
I don't like that guy at all. He doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, a lot of people are obsessed with him.
But I just watch it because it's Impulsive. Yeah. Like, I sort of just do that with
I completely disagree. I find it funny that, again, I've told you my biggest issue with Impulsive is George bitching on about his religion and like... Don't get me wrong. I don't have any problem with it, but every single episode...
it's the way that he goes about it.
Oh my God, he's just preaching and I'm over it. And then one person like didn't give a fuck and he hated it and he's going on about like he really didn't like it. But I find it interesting because he's a comedian, so he should be able to roll it off. But he actually walked off.
Yeah.
And you could tell he's actually upset. It wasn't a bit. Like,
you're spot on.
He was legitimately upset and it's like, mate, there's people that heckle, like you're meant to be the type that is able to just take that.
No, most definitely.
Because your whole point is like you're a comedian.
You're so spot on.
You're
so spot on. I think, there's just so many things that... What else is like another... There's nothing worse, actually, when things don't live up to your expectation. Something as simple as just getting food.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just in the mindset, you're like, oh, this burger's going to slap or this wrap or whatever.
Macca's has done that to me heaps.
Oh, don't even get me started.
As a quick fix, like there's so many times I just don't want to run into worse because I just want to be in my car, get it done.
Yeah, a quick meal that's convenient for you. Like you don't have to cook, you don't have to go home. There's no prep. Yep. There's no cleaning up after. It's just eat.
I would say 1 out of 5 times there's a Macca's meal. I go, oh my fucking God, the chips are like somehow perfect. The burger was great. The drink... They fuck up the drink so much. There's either syrup? Way too much syrup or fuck all.
Yeah, not enough. And when there's not enough, it's like static.
And I'm confused because I'm like, Sprite should just taste like Sprite.
Yeah, it should. No, you're so spot on.
Why is it so off? Sometimes I will like a little bit extra syrup and I'll be like, fuck, this tastes fire.
Yeah, this should be busted.
It's rare. It's so rare.
Macca's Coke, though, never goes astray. But again, no syrup for the Coke. It's like, oh, what is this vile?
Yeah. And you've said it before, the local Macca's, you go to always forget your chips. And I cannot be fucked going back to fix up chips.
Went to the local Macca's, just on because we're talking about Macca's now. It was a local Macca's Friday night after the event that I had for my auntie and my mum and whatnot. Mate, I ordered my Macca's at 11:15 at night. It's a Friday night. It's a bit busy. Mum was like, I'll just go in.
Drive-through? Oh, you went in, yeah.
Yeah, went in. First mistake.
Yeah.
But in saying that, every time I've been drive-through lately at that Macca's after 8 o'clock at night, I get put in a waiting bay.
Really?
Yes,
because I was going to say drive-through is always faster than being inside.
Yeah, and especially nowadays with Uber Eats and Deliveroo and DoorDash, whatever we have here in Oz
menu log
and all that, because they always obviously get first priority if they're in the store and whatnot. I didn't get my fucking meal until 10 to 12.
No fucking way.
Dude, swear on my life. I swear, I was getting to the point where they were reading out the numbers and I was like, 113 would be pretty good. And stuff like that. And Ali was with me, man, and she's like, just chillax and all that. I'm like,
yeah, but it gets to a point.
I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm like, I've been in here for the best part of half an hour, pushing 40 minutes.
Yeah.
How am I put this far aside?
See, I find that funny. Me and you always gone about how we never complain, but once you get pushed to a certain point of 40 minutes of
Because
I
you're
ordered
wasting
chips
my
and a
time.
burger. Yeah, like 40 minutes. I will always be accommodating to people who are like struggling behind the desk. Like say it's rush hour and it's getting busy. 40 minutes is fucked.
Man, well, that's like, at first I was like, benefit of the doubt. It's like 10 minutes. I'm like, it's a Friday night. It is busy. Inside was busy. Like, I get that. You're probably a bit understaffed night. In hindsight, it's a Friday night. Like, you'd think you put on more people. Maybe you try to get some more experienced workers that have done it. But working in the supermarket and all that, I know cost effective. You probably don't want like your top tier workers and all that because it costs too much. Like, but it was just a joke and all that. By the time I get it, the chips are already cold. Like, I'm not even going to go. Like, what's the point? I got given a free large chips because of how long I waited. That was it. And all that. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. And all because they put my docket to the side.
Oh, man.
Right. Don't put anything to the side until it's done.
Yeah, I hate sitting there when you get to the point of like,
because then
I need to say something.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I ended up going up. I'm like, just out of curiosity, like, is 113 being cold? And the guy's like, it's right here. We'll make it right away. I'm so sorry. I'm like, because even Ali was like, why don't you just ask for your money back? And it was seriously getting to that point where I was like, I'll just go home without. Like, give me my $50 back. Like, I'm like, this is bullshit.
You know what's funny too? If you're the top.
But I don't want to cause a scene either.
If you were the type, you could have actually got your money back and the food.
Yeah.
And it's just like, where's the... I don't know. Where's the line? Like, you don't want to be a dick.
Well, in my head, I was like, do I just leave like a
ages.
bad review and get like a couple of vouchers?
Yeah, my brother does that.
Way.
My brother does that all the
Yeah,
time.
like, at the same, like, man, like, I'm not... It's takeaway. It's fast food. Not wait 40 minutes food. Dude, I could have made a burger and chips at home.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
And don't get me wrong, we're not expecting specialty.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to be like this egotistical, like, fuckwit.
Yeah.
By any means. But, like, when it's like that, I was like, oh, really? Come on. It's like going to the restaurant, man. Like, yeah, I get, like, you cooking the food and all that. But at the same time, if it's been an hour and my mains have come before my entrees, I'm sorry, but, like...
So many times I've wanted to be just honest at a restaurant, like, and just say, even in a nice way, hey, this is pretty expensive, and what you've given to me is something I feel like I could make. I'm really disappointed with this food, and I'd actually like my money back. I've never done that once in my life.
Yeah, I haven't.
I've never done that once in my life, but I reckon there's 20% of the time I've done that when I've just gone, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and it's just so disappointing.
It
like,
really is.
You get so excited. You may have skipped lunch.
Yeah.
Because you're actually that keen. You know that you're going out with a couple of mates, maybe even your partner. You're like, oh, I cannot wait. There's going to be an amazing feed. You've got it all set up. Oh, I'll eat light. I'm not even going to pack lunch. Only to get to dinner, even possibly lunch. Maybe you skip breakfast. And you're just like, that was the worst thing. My expectation was like medium rare steak.
Yeah.
Thick cut chips. Thick gravy. Instead, the gravy's like watered down.
Nice garden salad.
And all that. The salad's shit.
Yeah. Mate, one that could be worse is when... I hate when you've got good plans set up. So kind of same thing. Plans that are set up. Could be an activity, whatever. And then maybe it's a work thing and work's like, Jess just called in sick, so now you're going to have to stay back. And now you're going to either like miss that event or run late. And now you're just like, are you like, that affects you way more. You're like, are you fucking kidding me?
It does big time. And because you know that time that you're missing, whether it's a party, prees, whatever, that's like crucial, especially like it's just crucial time. Like you don't want to be missing that.
Yep.
There was nothing worse than working a Saturday night, man. And especially when we were going out, it's like, oh, boys, I'm really sorry, but like, I'm not going to be able to get to prees until... By the time I get to prees, it's legit, Lee, you're getting changed, down 10 shots, getting the car, we're going.
Yeah.
I can't ease into the night.
Yep.
Because my mate's already smashed.
Yeah. Man,
I don't get to play beer pong. That's the best part.
That is the best part.
Like, oh.
And then you miss the level that everyone else is on.
Yeah, you can miss completely. Or you send it too hard and go past other people because you're trying to play catch up. So I need to be on their level, and then all of a sudden you're like,
sped way past. Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, geez, you're a bit hard tonight. It's like, yeah, because I aren't using. It's like, man, we're chilling. And you're like, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's bad. or just a classic night out. There's nothing worse than thinking that your night out's going to be amazing and all that. There's barely anyone that you know out. The tunes are off.
Yep.
Someone spilled a drink on you.
Sometimes you just don't feel it
Yeah.
either. Sometimes, and you know the one I hated the most is when you'd be excited and then suddenly, out of the blue, you're tired as fuck.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I
actually want to go to bed. Like I would have the best time right now if everyone said, let's all go to bed.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're so spot on. I reckon the amount of times that I've been out, day party, festival, like whatever, the thought of going to it, I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is going to be amazing. And then as soon as I, like the day of, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to be doing that. I don't think of anything worse.
Yep.
And then it's like an hour of like this anxiety that I get, like as I'm going to it, it's like, oh, I guess I'll go. Like it could be fun, but I don't know if I really want to go or not. Obviously, 9 times out of 10, as soon as I get there, yeah, it's awesome. But there's always that doubt that I have in my own mind that's like, but you could be doing this instead.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I have that 95% of the times I'm out. I honestly reckon I have that all the fucking time. Like, fuck, I could be playing this like video game. I could be like editing a pod while like Modern Family's playing on the side. Nearly every event I go to, no matter what it is. I could be in my comfy chair.
Yeah, like you're so true though, man. You're so spot on.
And then, yeah.
But then if you're at home as well, and then you don't go to that certain thing,
yes,
then you might see someone like, and you're like, whoa, why didn't I just bloody go?
Yeah, exactly. For the
like,
people that don't go out too much,
like,
and they're just like, fuck, I'd love to be invited out or something along those lines.
Why did I bitch out of that? I should have just gone, or something funny happened. Or,
yep.
I mean, the classic, like, I don't come to a sleepover that maybe you had it like your old man's place.
Yeah.
And like, you guys just had like a night where you guys are all on the beers, just chatting shit. But, like, one of the conversations was like really good. So you're all talking about that at school, and I'm just there, and I'm like, fuck.
Isn't that the worst?
I should have just fucking gone.
Isn't that the worst when you had an invite to an event or something going on, you didn't take it, and like 3 quality stories and inside jokes that'll be told forever and happened, and you're not part of it.
You'll never be a part of it either.
That's the
like you're just not going to understand or get it.
The worst.
Everything's above your head.
Yeah,
and you're just there like, fuck, why are they laughing?
I want to laugh too.
It'd be like there's something as simple as like kicking a ball, and they're like, oh, such a Jason, isn't it? Look at Jason, what's he doing? Everyone's laughing. You're like, my name's fucking Lee. Fuck you want to be a Jason? Oh, you're so spot on, man.
Yeah. Oh, that is the worst.
That is the worst. The worst of the worst.
Oh. Yeah. No, not a big fan.
Not a big fan at all.
How long did this one go for? Hold on.
A longy boy.
Bit of a 30-minute boy.
Oh, not too bad.
All right, guys. That was Morokai with 2 eyes. I want to make a quick apology to any of the YouTube listeners because this has happened a few times, but I just want to explain our process. So when Lee comes over and we sit down, we completely charge up the battery pack.
Everything is charged, by
Everything's
the way.
fully charged and ready to go. But when we do it, we've figured out that when we set up all the cameras, we can do 4 20-minute podcasts.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's how long the cameras will last. Anything over that, we start to risk it. So if we do a couple of podcasts that are 25 minutes, especially ones that are 30, they build up, and by the 4th podcast, the camera's cut out. Yeah. So the cameras are gone. Yeah. So on YouTube, they're just...
Which is now where you'll get like some images, like just some random videos.
I put up 4 guys. Yeah. I'm like, what long clips do we have? Because if I thought
That's
of putting up the process videos of like me and you just doing all this stuff. But mate, when we're doing ones like this, there's not enough time.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like,
true.
And we've played that much Fall Guys that I can just chuck it in.
Yeah, we have. We've played so much Fall Guys.
So apologies to anyone out there that's if they're watching on YouTube while. They could be watching anything right now.
I suppose these longer ones, like if you're a Spotify listener, you must be loving life.
Yeah.
For those YouTube ones that actually really enjoy just, I don't know, maybe seeing our reactions or me doing quotation marks.
Yeah. I find some YouTube ones, like the flood video I uploaded, there's actual images and videos of the flood, like everything we talked about. There's videos.
I like it when you do those ones.
Yeah, so those ones are good to watch. But
it gives them an insight.
The podcast I watch on YouTube that's 4 hours long, I will always put that on a side window and do my other things. I won't actually be watching it unless I hear something.
I think I'm the same though, like an impulsive hex quarters. Depending on who the person is or people are.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just need to listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't need to visually see what's going on all the time.
Mm.
Like it's nice to have the option.
Yeah.
And all that, but yeah.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Unless they're doing like a live demonstration or showing us a clip, like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you there. All right, guys, thank you again so much for watching. That was Morokai with 2 eyes. We'll see you in the next one. Boom.